So normally this is the part of the video where I do a little cutesy funny intro, but I have no funny in me right now. Now, if you know me, you know one thing, it is I like to be right. We all like to be right, but I like to get my hockey stuff right. What I'm about to say, I hope I'm wrong. I hope at the end of this video, y'all can troll me in the comments. Have at it. That said, you rode with Ryan Lomberg for all this time. All this time. Now you got Okposo. Lomberg is healthy. He's ready to go. But you're going to leave Okposo in the lineup. Now, you can make all of the arguments about maybe this, maybe that, maybe Lomberg takes penalty, etc. Whatever you want to say. But I'm a big believer in the juju. And if there's any player that epitomizes, besides Tkachuk, and certainly before Tkachuk got here, if there's any player that epitomizes what we wanted the Panthers to be, it is Ryan Lomberg, especially and specifically at home. It's a bad move. That said, I will be happy Okposo gets a couple of goals and we win. But if not, if we don't win, I will not be happy to be right.
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Alright, Panther fans. So we got game 2 against the Bruins. I don't have a lot to say. Maurice kept the lines exactly the way that they were. I suppose that is, I guess it's a message to the players that they're the problem, not him, or that I believe in you, or there's nothing wrong with the game plan and the lines that I created. It's simply go. It reminds me just a wee little bit of Brunette not changing the power play. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I hope they shove it back down my throat and I'm wrong. I would have preferred things to get moved around, but it's not what's going to happen. Now, the other flip side of that, the Bruins, they have got to be feeling pretty damn good about themselves because they got no goalie issues. Swayman's doing excellent, and despite a lot of people looking at their roster and the Panthers roster and people saying, the Bruins, it's not really going to happen for them. Despite that load of crap that we heard for the week leading up to the series, Bruins find themselves in a position where now they haven't lost to us all season long. We haven't scored a goal in the power play against them all season long. And the regular season does not matter unless what happened in the regular season just continues right on unmolested into the postseason, and the same exact things happen. So we can sit here and say it was just one game, and it was the rust and all of the things that we'd like to say. And again, at the end of this video, I will smack my own self silly if I'm wrong. That said, this is a must-win. This is a must-win. Yeah. Other teams have come back from 0-2, blah, 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 blah. This is a must-win. You cannot go down 0-2 at home with 2 more in Boston with the possibility of a sweep looming if we don't steal one in Boston. It can't happen. What we see on the ice tonight is going to tell us a lot about this team. A lot. We learned a lot last year. And this year, while our record has been better, and we've overall been better, we've had plenty of times where we didn't really look like ourselves. And we didn't look like ourselves in game 1. They need to find themselves and have their spiritual reawakening rather quickly. All right, let's see how this goes. Well, it don't look like I was wrong. Not yet. Now, the score's only 1-0 Boston. But that period was worse than any of the 3 periods the other night. We're not skating. We're not forechecking. We're not doing anything. Nothing. Boston is just smashing us to bits every time. They're just leveling our players. We're not fighting back at all. We're not hitting back at all. Every once in a while, somebody lays a little bit of a shoulder. This is bigger now. Now, Maurice changed the lines back to kind of what they should be. But Stenlund should not be at 3C. I don't know what we're supposed to do there. Bennett being out has just destroyed the lines. And his insistence on not putting Lomberg or Gadjevich on the ice. So you got Bennett, Lomberg especially, and Gadjevich also, 3 of the biggest energy driving guys we got. And I'll say what I said in the last recap. Actually, a couple of recaps ago. I think Stenlund's hurt. He's nothing like the player he's been all year. I mean, he's been on the ice before at 3C. You know, look, I like him as a player. I have a hard time he's getting this schooled. But it's bad. Everything is bad. Ekblad looks actually halfway decent. Bubba's not seeing the puck. It should be 3 or 4-0. Let's see if Maurice can get Keith Tkachuk on speakerphone to talk to this team. Otherwise, it's gonna go. The Titanic is sinking rapidly. All right. Woo! We finally got something to cheer about around here. 3-1 Panthers after 2. So I was right and I was wrong. I was right to want Tarasenko, with Reinhart and Barkov. That should never not be a thing. It should never not be a thing. I've been saying that for the before the playoffs. I want to re-sign Tarasenko. Barkov, Tarasenko, Reinhart has to be a thing. Now, in terms of the fourth line, of course, the Reds actually gets us started with the first goal. Deflection off of a long Montour shot. And I'll just keep saying the same thing about Okposo. He's a good player. He really is. When he's in the zone and he is doing his duties, he's a good player. We do lose some speed and energy and whatnot, but Maurice put the lines back as best he could without Bennett. All right. And they're looking more and more like themselves. It took a couple of minutes, you know what I mean? But you can kind of see we're waking up here a little bit. Now, what I still need to see is it's looking better defensively. We're not in tip-top shape. Okay, we are not in tip-top shape at all. But we've been getting progressively better. That said, it's 3-1. Okay, it's 3-1. That's a nice little lead going into the third period. But Boston has nothing to lose right now, okay? They already won the first game at home, so they're going to take some chances in this third period because they got nothing to lose. So we're going to have to be on our toes. All right, let's move on to third period, finish this up, guys. I think we earned this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, yes! That's 5 out of 16. We gotta get 16. That's 5. Woo! So what do you think about my intro now? I was wrong, and I'm I've never been so happy to be wrong in my life. Now, I was right about one Tarasenko, the top. That was correct. The fourth line's playing well. I still would like Lomberg on the ice. I feel so bad. The dude is like straight up in like he's the dude for the Panthers. Past the stars and everything that we have. So I just feel bad that Lomberg's not there doing this with us. You know what I mean? He should be out there. But, I mean, Lorentz gets a goal. I know Okposo's look That's all I'm going to say. We win the game 6-1. I think we all kind of knew when we saw the roster at the beginning of the season. I think we even talked about it, how there was going to come a time in the playoffs where players that we liked could get on the ice. And that's a good problem to have. So that's where we are. So, woo! That first period was bad, though. That first period was worse than any of the periods we played in the first game. Then Maurice made the switch with the lines and started to get a little bit better. And then second period started to get a little bit better. And then all of a sudden it just happened. And then this third period. All of the fights and all of the rough stuff. And this one for 10 minutes and that one for 10 minutes. And then Chucky and Pasta decide, all right, I got a fluffy hair here. Chucky and Pasta decide, let's go, come on. They drop the gloves, and Chucky got some good shots in as Pasta was falling down. And then he gets a couple more in, and then Pasta ends up on top, and the refs just smother Kachuk so Pasta can't get to him. I'm not unaware, Bruins fans, that that's how it went. Come on, you'd be laughing if it was the same way. If it was reversed, you would totally be like laughing and going, yeah! And I don't know why they did it that way. I mean, I guess because Chucky was laying face down, but they didn't protect Pasta from Chucky smashing. I'm sure the Bruins are going to get retribution for that, okay? That's not going to go unanswered. Game 5 on Friday. Game 5? Where the hell did I get that from? Game 3 on Friday is going to be crazy. And, we just got to make sure that we stay healthy. You don't want to take anybody off the ice, but I wouldn't mind having Lomberg or Gadjevich out there for whatever rough stuff is coming on Friday. Because the Bruins, they did one too many. Okay, there was all the rough stuff. And then Chucky and Pasta fought, and that should have been it. That really should have been it. But then they had to slash Lundell in the back of the knee. That's not okay. The rough stuff and the fighting and all of that, that's fine. But you don't need to do that to somebody long after the play is dead. That, you can hurt kids that way. That's not right. It should have been done with Pasta and Chucky fighting. That was why they fought. That's why they fought. So that's like, okay, that's it. We're done. So, 6-1. Wow. Well, I still don't agree with all the people that said Panthers in 4 or 5, though technically I suppose we could still win in 5. My series preview, I said split at home, split on the road, win Game 5 and Game 6. And I think that that's going to be the way that it's going to go. As you saw here tonight, because of our rest and the schedule that Boston has had, if we get ahead of them, they don't have the legs. They don't have the legs to make the big push to try to make a big, massive comeback. So I think that's going to play out over the course of the series. But Game 1 and the first period of this game, I never want to see that again. I never want to see that again on the ice from this team. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Okay? I was more than moderately concerned after that first period, because you start thinking, are they just going to not show up this round? What the hell are they doing? It was looking bad. First period, it was only 1-0, yeah, but they whiffed on a completely open net and they dunked it off the post. It should have, could have easily been 3-0, if not 4-0, because there was another chance. I think Bob made an insane save. So those goals don't go in and give the Panthers just a little bit more time to get our act together. And then you see what happens when we took things off. Now, Sam Bennett, supposedly, Maurice says he expects him on the road trip. That's going to be interesting to see how that works out, because you don't want Bennett fighting if the whole problem is his hand and his wrist. So that situation, obviously, I'd like to see him back, but we got to make sure that he doesn't re-injure anything. Barkov, Tarasenko, Reinhart. I've been saying this since before the playoffs. Just sign. Just whatever Reinhardt wants, give him the check. Tarasenko took 5 to play for Ottawa. He'd probably take half that to play for the Panthers. And we'd have a full season of the top line of Barkov, Reinhardt, Tarasenko. You got to make it happen, Zito. It has to happen. You can't lose Reinhardt and you can't let Tarasenko walk. Tarasenko's going to want to stay. That's got to happen. Once Bennett comes back, Bennett for Hagee for Chuck, we should be good. I feel better. I didn't feel so good. All right? And I'm sure that Boston fans, while they're happy that they got this split, probably, I wonder if you had your hopes up after the first period. Because I know I was worried. But after the first period of this game, it kind of looked like, Boston might, they might just... It wasn't looking good for the Panthers. I'm not going to say how bad it looked, but it was not looking good. Woo! And then, of course, Bubba did his thing. We'll give Bubba a little head scratch. Bubba didn't have a whole lot of work to do tonight. Bubba. I think last I saw was 15 shots. Maybe they got another. They were stuck on 12 shots for what feels like an entire period. I doubt it was, but just our shot total just kept going up, and the goal total just kept going up, and their shots were just sitting there at 12. And then we go to commercial, and there'll be another couple fights, and 12. So I don't know how long they went without a shot, but it was a while. And I don't mean this to sound cocky to the Bruins fans, but we did not play our best defensive game out there. We got better. We looked more like ourselves, okay? But that was more like the offense taking over and dominating than it was us playing that shutdown defensive pain-in-the-ass system that we have. We still haven't done that in this series. Game 3 on Friday is going to be... I have a feeling we could be in for like an epic performance one way or another. Because now each team is beating the crap out of the other one pretty bad. You've got plenty of storylines with guys wanting to beat the crap out of each other on an individual basis. Remember, Chucky got plastered in that first period. So there's a lot that's going on in 2 games. And, just like we didn't like getting the asses beaten, we came back tonight and punched back. Boston is going to be at home, and again, they still got nothing to lose. So they are going to be rocking and rolling on Friday night. Now, that's a big game. You know what I mean? If the Panthers pull that game out, then, of course, that puts us in a position of being able to, if we can steal Game 4, then you can close it out at home. If we lose on Friday, then all of a sudden we have to win, Game 4, or Boston could close it out in 5. So while the score of the games has been anything but even, they kicked us in the ass and we kicked them in the ass, and that's it. And now it's a 5-game series, and with 3 in Boston. So there's that, right? I think that math is correct. Okay. All right, Panther fans. We're going to be all right. All right? I guess we're just going to leave Okposo there. I feel so bad for Lomberg, though. I really do. That's really the biggest gripe I have. It's not really so much Okposo. He is pretty damn slow. It's just like I feel bad. Lomberg's just like sitting in the dressing room watching all of the fun. And especially in a game like this tonight, man. Oh, my God. Lomberg would have had a blast out there tonight. I hate to see it because, he's not under contract for next season either. So I know we signed Gadjevich for next year, but I know we got to win the hockey games. I know that's what comes first. I understand that and everything. I hope nobody gets hurt, but same point, I like to see him get back on the ice. Oh, and the last thing, they pulled Swayman. I was almost done here, but they pulled Swayman. They put Olmark in, so Boston has to make that decision for Friday. Olmark let in a couple, but he didn't look bad. He looked like he got warmed up as he played. At this point, if we continue to play the way we did tonight, Olmark, Swayman, Olmark, we're going to be in good shape. I don't guarantee anything. I'm not getting cocky about this. I just feel better because it was getting to feeling a little bit rough. You know what I mean? It was Maurice leaving those lines the way he did kind of gave me PTSD flashbacks to Burnett refusing to change the power play. You see what I'm saying? So I was a little bit worried there, but we're good. Series is tied. We're not going to bitch about it. And we got to start watching the Rangers and Canes now, right? We can get our hope level elevated a little bit more. And I'm sure Boston's hope level is just basically like, hey, whatever, man, let's just see what happens. You guys have got to be happy getting a split. All right. Colin, I'll be live noon tomorrow, and then we will be live 1/2 hour before puck drop for Rangers and Canes Game 3. Please, Carolina, make it a series. Come on, man. Let's go. You lost the first two. I know it was close. It was in New York. Fine. Get that sucker evened up. All right? Because for us to beat Boston, it's probably going to take 6 games. It could take 7. And you see physicality has been elevated. So we need Carolina and the Rangers. You know, y'all need to... Did you see what the Panthers and Bruins is tonight? Y'all need to step it up. Step it up. I want to see more hits and more fights tomorrow night. Okay. Whew. I feel better. I feel better. You feel better unless you're a Bruins fan. In which case you're like, yeah, I don't feel so bad. We'll see you Friday.